broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Now you know the song?
I do not.
Oh.
we are three different people here at the Scorpion AfterBuzz after show.
Doesn't mean I don't like it.
This is we're listening to Crossroads by
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Maybe I would know the chorus or something.
No,
or maybe I'm too white.
We couldn't come up with a song. I was gonna do maybe Band on the Run by I think it was Wings or Leonard Skinner because of the '70s van when Callow wanted some Skinner for his van. But
well,
we
my
went with
suggestion was Britney Spears' Crossroads.
I know.
So
Well,
you know which
that shows you how
direction
different we
I'm
are.
going.
Anyway, welcome everybody to the Scorpion After Show here on AfterBuzz. My name is Nando Velasquez, and you can find me on Twitter at NandoVel. And across from me are two lovely ladies.
Aw, thanks, Nando.
Thanks, Nando.
Too bad we can say the same.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
sit
a lovely
opposite.
lady.
I'm kidding.
I'm not a lovely lady,
I'm
so I'm glad
kidding.
you don't
Hi,
say that.
guys. I'm
Yeah.
Marina Santos.
Hi guys, I'm Monse Bolanos. I'm gonna sit opposite from you. I'm gonna sit
From
opposite
now on? You're
from
gonna
now on because you're nicer to me when I'm on this side.
Oh no, we just started.
It's
So,
just-
we just started. Ryland Adams could not be here this week, but he'll be returning on the next show. So don't miss him too much, and you can continue the conversation with us even after the show by tweeting at us. Your hashtags were underneath you if you were watching us on YouTube or on AfterBuzzTV.com, and you can tweet at us, and you can do the hashtag ABTV Scorpion. So awesome. Let's get started. So the name of this episode is Crossroads, thus the song selection. That was Monse's song selection there.
Jonathan agreed with me, right, on the song?
It was-
Thank
it
you.
was a
Yeah, and
good
he didn't
choice.
see
It
the
was a
episode.
good choice.
And he didn't see the episode.
Whatever. The
Let's do a
song
good
is good
choice.
song choice.
Okay.
Right, at all times.
All right, so here we go. It's fun. I got to see you guys, twice in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
so that's awesome,
I know.
right?
That's
kind of cool.
true.
I
So
know.
I know. So here we are, episode 20. Okay, this was a pretty cut and dry. It was a fun episode. I liked it. What do you guys think of this episode?
It had its moments for
Yeah,
me.
I think I like the beginning better than the end.
Yeah, there was times that I was like, oh, I really am. I'm liking this episode, and
Yeah.
then it would lose me
Okay.
because I was like,
Well, overall, this felt very much like a procedural
100%.
show. I did like the scenes in the procedural. I did like this. It's not the first time they were up against Team Scorpion's up against like a cartel.
Yeah.
But I love this whole going on the run to Ventura. Man, they made it sound like Ventura is like a bazillion
I know.
miles away.
That's what I was like, it's
Didn't
not
they?
that far.
That was like a cross country trip or something. It felt like.
it's like we
But-
drive that every day.
Yeah, if you're from down here, Ventura. I mean, with traffic, it probably takes as long as it did in the show.
Yeah.
But they had no traffic at all. I
Nothing,
mean,
yeah.
they knew Sylvester knew how to like rig the GPSs so that it looked like there was tons of traffic to keep cars away, at least in the beginning of the episode. So very interesting. Let's actually start with the fun stuff in the beginning. I feel like this is the best stuff, but I can't resist. We got to talk about Quintis. We got to talk about Toby and Happy and the date we saw. At the end of last episode, they agreed to go on a date, Toby and Happy. And Happy looks really good when she cleans up.
Damn, girl.
Yeah, real good.
Happy looks really,
She
really
had
hot.
a push-up bra on.
And she wore perfume.
Yeah, first time she ever
First
wore
time.
perfume, she says.
Yeah.
And
So
she's
funny.
going to some really fancy restaurant, and she's there waiting for her date, which is, of course, supposed to be Toby. And then we cut to Toby sleeping on the love sofa, I guess like on the couch or whatever, with watching a baseball game. Very typical guy stuff. And
Unbelievable.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. It's probably a girl's worst nightmare, right? Especially someone like Happy who never gets dressed up,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
right?
I mean, any girl would have been pissed. Even a girl
do
who dresses
not
up every single day.
stand somebody up.
But yes, somebody like Happy is probably went from waiting to a state of rage at a much faster speed than maybe Marina, all right? right? Like she has a shorter fuse, I would assume, than somebody like us. Yeah.
Yeah, well, she is not comfortable in dresses. She's not.
She's going outside of her comfort zone.
She's going way outside of her comfort zone, and not only is she outside of her comfort zone, she's by herself. And I think it's anyone's night. I don't want to say nightmare, but it's anyone's worst.
In a way,
idea.
yeah.
I think it's a nightmare to be stood up at a fancy date at a fancy restaurant.
Hurt, right?
Right.
You feel very hurt. It's not just about like, oh, what happened to them? Oh, it's like there's something wrong with me. Why didn't they show up?
That's what it comes down to.
And Toby, being the behaviorist, ought to know that. You know, I mean, we find out the next day when he comes in with a really cute way to apologize. I liked the wrench bouquet.
That was really cute.
That was really inventive. And these chocolates have nuts, and they're nuts from Nuts and Bolts. So very, very inventive. But we see Happy really pissed off, hammering like, oh boy, like she wishes that Toby was underneath the hammer, hammering really, really hard. And there's a lot of little joking around, like what was it? I think Sylvester said you had like a 1 point chance, like he said, what was the line? Something about
Walter said something about I don't have feelings and
I can't project. You can't really project the future, but in this case, I can. She's not going to forgive you.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he said. The 1% was later on.
That wasn't a joke.
It wasn't a joke. Did I say joke?
What did he say?
Yeah, you made it seem. Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be something funny.
Gonna be
That
like
was not funny.
Yeah.
It was kind of a line. It was a line. It was all right. Whatever. Fine. But anyway, so Toby, he expresses how nervous he was about the date. So I think, both of these people. I think Toby is better socially equipped to talk to people, even though he has his own quirkiness. But it's surprising to see him, share this.
It felt sincere too. As soon as he said, he took the pill probably for anxiety and passed out, I was like, yeah, I could see that happening.
Till 6 a.m.
But it's still not.
It's still
not good enough. Yeah. I don't
So if the guy stood you up and had that excuse, what would you think?
I would just be like, "Hey, you're lying." I don't think I would believe that.
Okay.
I was so nervous. It's different though, because like maybe if the relationship dynamic was the same as them, maybe. But if it was just like me, like
random guy, you'd be like,
I'd be like, oh, that is
don't
such.
think so.
No, it's like my dog ate my homework.
Yeah, people go on dates every day with Tinder now, so no.
Seriously.
So you would just keep hammering. That's what you're saying.
100%. And eventually, I would hammer the finger that belonged to the guy.
Okay.
I'd be like, get closer. Let me show you.
Don't stand these ladies up, guys. Don't stand these ladies up at all.
Never. Just send a text. Send a text. Not a
at
problem.
least a text.
It really should be a phone call, but that's not going to happen.
Well, that's what I said. At the very least, at a minimum, maybe he would have had a shot if he at least did something that night.
Right, but he didn't wake up till 6 a.m., which is what?
Yeah.
And then he brings this guy Frank in to do this. That was kind of funny.
God.
That was funny, and I feel like that would enrage me more. Like, you think this is a joke?
That would piss me off.
Yeah, you think this is funny? Oh,
yeah.
Give me that wrench.
Give me that wrench.
I know. I'm surprised she didn't. She should have thrown the wrench bouquet back at him. She just let it drop.
Yeah.
So close enough. And then we see Toby and Walter. Obviously, they were. What surprised me about this relationship too? Everybody knew about it. I actually predicted that they were going to go behind everyone's back, kind of like Sylvester and Megan were doing, so that Walter didn't know. But I figured they didn't want to embarrass themselves any further by having this weird relationship that they don't even know exactly how to handle themselves, and not include everyone else in on it. I was really surprised. I would have thought they would have kept it secret from at least Walter, but even he knew about it.
Yeah.
I mean, if she comes in and she's super mad and angry, it would be kind of hard to keep it from Walter.
Well, that too. I mean, Happy doesn't really hide her. None of them really are well at hiding their emotions, except Walter sometimes. But yeah, that's very true. But I still would have thought they would have tried this out on their own without including everyone else. And even hearing Walter talk to Toby afterwards and say, workplace entanglements are ill-advised and destined to fail.
Right.
And they can interfere with business. And to hear Walter say that to Toby, and then of course Toby throws it back at Walter's face, which I love. They brought that back, the whiteboard. And the whiteboard is completely, I was going to say completely erased except for that one little heart.
Which is what it seemed like. I think everything was erased.
Yeah.
Except for the little heart stick figure in the corner.
And Walter was the one who erased everything. So he got rid of everything, but he left that, which I love that Toby just threw that back. It's intentional,
Yeah.
So obviously we see a little bit of a mirror in what's happening with Toby and Toby and Happy in comparison to what could be happening with Paige and Walter. So really cute. So we had that little setup, and that was a lot of fun. And then we get to the case more, and of course Walter's trying to figure out how to get Happy back on board, because Happy being this distracted might not be a good thing.
Right.
As we saw a little bit. It didn't really come to a head in this episode, other than just a couple of really snide remarks to Toby in particular.
Yeah, exactly.
But I could see it totally. I'm surprised.
Just some bickering, but it didn't affect the.
Yeah, it didn't seem to affect the work too much.
I think I've seen it before, and I don't know if maybe I've been in those kind of workplace entanglements before, where it can affect the job and people can't focus on their work and stuff.
Yeah.
So it definitely, especially in a case like this,
100%.
how dangerous it could be if Happy and Toby aren't at 100% because they're so busy being upset at each other or focused on the other person.
Right.
So let's talk about the case. So we saw it teased a lot. There's a witness that they're trying to protect, Maya Hernandez, right? Let's do the Latina thing. Maya Hernandez. Yes, and you're welcome. And she is testifying against this gang, this cartel, the DL. So and her husband was a driver. She was the bookkeeper, and she's the one big witness for the case. And for some reason, they need to deliver her from Los Angeles to Ventura, where I guess the trial is happening. Okay. And every time they try to do anything involving Maya, someone's tipped off, and Maya is in danger. So they bring Team Scorpion in to figure out the best way to get her to Ventura.
Yep.
Right? So we're correct so far. So first of all, I really liked Maya. What do you guys think about Maya? I thought it was a really fun character.
She was a great character. I was annoyed by her at the beginning, just how.
Well, her character was supposed to be annoying.
Like how bitchy she was, with her comments and stuff. But by the end, I liked her.
Yeah.
She has a very strong personality.
I really enjoyed. I agree. A strong personality. I enjoyed that she's also a genius. I like that.
I did like that.
That was a nice twist.
Yeah.
I thought she started off like kind of like a mob wife type mentality.
That's what it came across at the beginning. That she was like, whatever. I don't know.
Let's do that again.
Whatever.
All right, cool. Okay, that's a gift for all you guys watching.
I'll practice at home, guys. Don't worry. I'll be more gangster next time.
It's all fine. So, she started off like that. She had a bit of an attitude, and she was a little crass. And, of course, she's wearing this jumpsuit that's not her size, and she's all bitching about it. And, we get a couple of twists from her. Which make the character really, really cool. I mean, the first one that we heard really was that she was pregnant, which was a little surprise. We caught that when she was later on in the episode when she grabbed those pretzels on the way to the bathroom, and Paige figured it out. And then the other one being, we kept hearing little bits and pieces, but we didn't catch on until someone finally, I think it was Walter, finally said, "You're a genius. You're one of us." Yeah. I think it was Walter. I'm not sure.
I did notice there was something weird, but I was like...
But like you said, I didn't think it was a low.
I thought he
EQ.
Well, she
knew a lot about it.
No, what is it? Low
high IQ, low EQ.
Yeah,
low EQ. That's what
her attitude was part of low EQ.
Exactly.
But I mean, she corrected Sylvester on the gunfire, on the gun rate, and then she talked about I think it was when they were escaping, and they talked about the tires in the van. That's when they figured it out.
And the bathroom scene too, how she knew where everything was.
That was pretty funny too. So really good. I actually felt like toward the end of the episode, I was kind of sorry to see her go. It would be.
You're right.
I guess it would be tough to have a new member of Scorpion in, but I thought it was kind of cool. I thought it was.
Maybe she can come back.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think she will. If she wasn't pregnant.
Oh, that's right. Oh, and she's going to Canada. But maybe they'll go to Canada and they'll ask her help. I'm just saying.
I really enjoyed it. So Ginger Gonzaga, really, I really liked her. I thought she was really awesome.
Nando has a little crush on her.
Of course I do. Why not? Sure, she's hot. She's hot. She's not carrying my baby, but she's hot.
Oh my God.
Carrying my baby. She's carrying someone else's baby.
She's carrying someone else's baby. At least the character is. I don't know about Ginger. Anyhow, so Team Scorpion, starting off the bat, they have this really big plan. We hear all this stuff, all the schematics on the convoys and the decoys, and I talked a little bit about Sylvester affecting the GPS to keep cars away. Any car that's focused on GPS, clear skies, and
we need to do that to get to work.
I know they need to invent that.
No.
They need to invent
Someone
that.
figure it out.
Someone figure it, and then when you figure it out, please let us know.
Yeah,
because we're not going to figure it out.
That would be valuable in LA. So anyway, so we see them have this amazing plan, and yet, well, first of all, there's that school bus in the middle of nowhere, and I love how slowly Walter figures it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, just turn before you get there, you know? But they run into the ambush, and it's obvious there's a mole that gave them the information, because I believe Sylvester says like a less than one, maybe Walter said it, less than 0.1% chance of them getting caught this way. So interesting that this isn't the first time I think they've done this. Like, there was a mole.
Right.
And then they never really talk about it again. I mean, luckily at the end.
They never said who it was.
Yeah. At the end, they tied it in very, very subtly.
Yeah.
By the way, we haven't forgotten you know about the mole. So the mole got caught too.
Yeah. We're like, oh, okay.
I mean, I guess for the purpose of the story, and it was a good story. I thought it was a good episode overall. For the purpose of the episode, I guess we didn't need to go back to the mole, and the team separated, Team Scorpion separated from the rest of the detail.
Right.
So they didn't have them anymore. But I still thought it was really, really interesting. A couple of cool scenes. This one, like I said, it was some really, really good scenes I was invested in. When they split up and Hector rammed the gang leader, the guy that Maya's testifying against, who's played by
Jason Manuel Olazabal.
Olazabal. Nice. Look at you. So when they actually incapacitate the truck, so the truck's unable to move, the car that Maya and Walter are in. And I love this shot where it's bulletproof, so obviously they can't shoot through, so Hector gets the sledgehammer, and Walter ends up creating this explosion
like
with shotgun. I guess an explosion with the shotgun shells. Very creative, but it totally knocks out. I love how he just doesn't even think twice. It's gonna knock you out. So
they knock both of them out, and we never see them again.
We knock both the agents
we never
out.
had them again.
Never
That's
saw
true.
them again.
Well, that's how you separate Team Scorpion from everyone else. You knocked out the only two people, and then of course Hector and his second in command, whatever, are knocked out too. But Walter and Maya run off. Right. They meet up with Team Scorpion. So I thought that was actually really cool. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Seeing them trapped in a car like with no way out.
That was scary.
Yeah, I thought it was scary. I watched Walking Dead. I do the Walking Dead show here too, so we have a lot of scenes like that where the walkers are outside the cars and trying to get out. So I thought it was very creative. Also, seeing Toby haggle with the used car salesman because because they obviously had to get rid of the government issue vehicle. So I thought that was really cool, and how he brought it back to the date, and pretty much telling the guy how he's holding on to that necklace from God knows when, from some girl that that he let down and wishes he could make it up to her. So I thought that was all really, really cute. Toby, I love it when Toby gets to haggle and negotiate.
Yeah.
So that was fun. The 70s van was cute. Having Cabe drive it and want Skinnerd. It was cute. Yeah. But I don't get why I guess they didn't have any cash. I mean, I guess that's why.
Why would you get a car that actually work at least?
Yeah, like they was trying to be discreet.
Yeah.
Like we have to get a normal
car.
Get
a freaking Prius. You want to be discreet.
Get a normal car. You're like you said, that 70s minivan where...
Well, it fit everybody. Don't forget, they had everybody together at this point. Okay. So there was all the Team Scorpion.
But you could get a just normal van that is very, like, that you wouldn't live twice at.
Yeah.
That is something you look at.
Yeah.
That is something that draws your attention. Because there's
like
no other vehicles
or something
on the freeway like that. So that bothered me. That was one of my things that got under my skin and stuff. So that's what I said. I had up and down, but overall I liked it.
But it was still cute. I'm just gonna assume that they were on the run. That was the best vehicle they could find at the used car lot, and obviously no one else is gonna buy that car.
Right.
So like Toby said, we're giving you a $40,000 vehicle for a piece of crap that's $2,000. It barely has an engine. Take it. So I did love that. That was really, really cute. And then we saw, the other really cool trick that we saw was Happy in the gas station once Hector found out about the van and trailed him to the gas station. Happy creating that gun. I guess it's a gun. That's the best way you could say, like a potato gun type thing.
Idea.
With a roll of toilet paper and urinal cakes. Right?
She had something else, like a pressure, like something.
There was something she put on top. She put the not toilet paper, but paper towels and the urinal cake on top of. But I don't know what that was.
Yeah,
There's something.
I don't know. For a second, I thought it was like a helium to inflate balloons.
Yeah.
For like a split second, I was like, no, that's not what it is. But it gave it pressure.
This is one of those moments. I would not make one, but this is one of those moments where I would like to learn how they did that, and if that really
if that's a true thing.
Like, see if it really works.
I would really like to know if you could really.
If anybody at home
Makes one.
Let us know.
Tape it. Send it to us.
Tape, yeah. If you can do a gun with a roll of paper towels and
send us a video, send us some photos
and urinal cakes.
Yeah.
Like if you have urinal cakes lying around in your house and you just want
to test them out.
Test them out.
Yeah.
So, so really cool. So anyway, we see all that, and the other fun scene probably was actually Walter was a really good actor when he was in that scene when they were trying to get that big RV.
With
from
Ricky
Lambert.
Mm-hmm.
Lambert, which we don't have the name. We couldn't find the name on IMDb, but it looked familiar to me for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I had trouble trying to find his information. But I thought that was a pretty cool scene too. He was just like, "You don't want to make me angry."
Right.
And then he did a little Incredible Hulk thing, but then he said like, "Oh, because then my cerebral cortex will get all whatever, and I'll be stressed, and I'll raise my voice." I don't know, something like that. Yeah. But it was fun. Again, a lot of fun. Seeing that, and then seeing the scene where they hacked the RV. This was another. You had a problem with this too.
Yeah.
Monse, right?
Oh yeah.
With the RV.
Yeah. I was like, seriously, another thing, and I really was liking the episode, but it was like, there's no way that this is really happening, that they are sliding under the vehicle going by somebody else
boards.
controlling it. You know what I mean?
They're going like 70 or 80 miles per hour.
And then they both went under there. When
Have you tried to
Walter went out, I was like, that's it.
And everyone lives.
And everyone lives.
Everyone lives.
Not a scratch.
No.
Like nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, have you guys tried to hold on to a car or like in your skates or whatever?
Or a bike.
It's really difficult. It's really difficult.
No, I mean they stressed on how dangerous this scene was. They stressed on, if you're off by Maya said if you're off by 2.9 inches on the slack on the rope, she's a goner. So they stressed that, but it was a little unbelievable. But I think the thing that got me more than that, I could believe all that. Like the Furious 7's coming out this week, and that's like those movies, if you want to turn yourself off when it comes about cars and what people can do or not do in car chases and all this stuff with cars, just watch those movies. You have to like completely turn your brain off as to what's possible and what's impossible. Right. So based on that, I can agree with this. What I thought was weird is they hack the computer, and I'm pretty sure we saw shots where the RV was up against a big ledge, like they're driving in the mountains. All you have to do, if you have control, turn to the left, dead. That's all you have to do. But instead, no, there's a 3.5 straightaway, giving us all this time to save us in the nick of time. So it's a little cliche, but I could have sworn some of those shots, because they are in the mountains, and maybe I'm just assuming they're in the mountains because we know the trip to Ventura would probably have at least go through a little bit, a lot of turns. But I felt that was a little weird that Hector wouldn't just try.
Or just hit to a wall or something, back and forth.
Yeah, I think there was just a better way for them to. I don't want to kill Team Scorpion. I just felt that was a little unbelievable.
Yeah, that whole thing. And see, my part that bothered me was, I think, yes, they're smart enough to figure out those calculations, but there is no way you are a professional stunt person to be able to do that. Like, if they were to have told somebody else, anybody in the FBI, hey, this is what you have to do, but it's the fact that it's them. It's like, there's no way like you were so calm. Like, Happy, you've done this before? Walter, you've done this before? It was so calm. That's another thing. It's
I don't know if they were calm, but I mean, again, it's just, it was a really tough scene, and I can't see anyone normally doing it, but this is a fictional show. I can, look, you know what?
We appreciate the entertainment value of it.
Here's the thing. I was excited seeing that scene. I was excited seeing all that. I don't want to say on the edge of my seat, but I was invested. I was actually, oh wow, this is cool. All right, if it might not be that believable, I couldn't see anyone doing it. I sure as hell wouldn't do it. I'd be like, I'm stuck in the car. Sylvester was funny. I'm gonna buckle up. Everyone else is like trying to figure out how to get off the thing, and he's like, I'm gonna buckle up. But yeah, so I don't really necessarily I believe they can do that, but I'm willing to give it to them, So anyway, fun scene. They end up getting control back of the RV after it's hacked. They end up using the remote control to set up a trap for Hector with the sheriff's department. Of course, the mole isn't there because he's not a sheriff department on the way to Ventura. It's somebody from LA, and they capture Hector. I love that because Maya was one of them, and she just kept saying, I'm dead no matter what. Even if I testify, he'll always be hunting after me. That they found a way to fabricate a book because she's got a photographic memory, it seems like, and knows all these details, and they created a book for her to escape. I thought that was nice, but I also thought that was weird too, because, well, Cabe ended up going along with it.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. Like you said, it was like because she was one of them. That was only because she was one of them.
That didn't bother me, because it was a dead end. They knew if she testified, they would keep coming back after her.
Walter knew she was right.
Because Walter has a soft spot for kids, and he has a soft spot for fellow geeks, for fellow high IQ minded people. So we see that, and Gallo's going to get her $20,000. They're going to get her $20,000 and a Canadian passport. And she gets to live her life with her son or daughter out in Vancouver or wherever else. So I thought it was good. Overall, it was a good story. Kept me on the edge. The ending was a little abrupt when how they caught Hector, but I guess it was needed. So that's fine. It's procedural. We tune in a little bit more. I think we were a little more invested in Happy and Toby, what's going on there, and seeing what is up next with Walter and Paige, and even I should bring it up. Sylvester and the boysenberry blast stuff was
great.
Was funny. Seeing him stress out.
He would not eat the yogurt because it was 2 days past the date. Hell yeah. I eat stuff that is like a week. Sure, I'll try it.
If I loved it that much, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
I mean, you gotta try. Give it a smell. It smells weird. Throw it away.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell weird. Try a little bit. Does it taste weird? No, just eat it. You're fine.
But so we see him freak out.
And it was the sell date, too.
Yeah.
It was the sell date, not the eat-by date. He said the sell date was 3 days ago.
Okay, he did say that. Yeah, so it usually lasts a week after the sell date.
Yeah.
So.
He's tripping.
As mathematically precise as he is and how smart he still is a germaphobe.
Yeah.
And he still is nervous as all heck. I mean, he wouldn't want to open it up because he just figures, I guess, the germs could still get to him, but just from smelling it. So, but I did love what came out of the scene with Toby at the end when he was still stressing out over that boysenberry. It was funny when he lost the boysenberry too at the gas station.
That was so sad. I felt for him.
Is everyone okay? Well, I dropped my boysenberry blast, so no. But hearing Toby bringing the whole yogurt thing back around to
taking risks.
Yes, to taking risks.
If
you don't take risks, someone else is going to get your yogurt. So, and I was about to write down Paige is Walter's yogurt till Toby said, okay, she's not your yogurt. So I was like, okay, maybe she's not the yogurt. But, bringing back around why Toby's taking risks, why Toby wants to, go after Happy and willing to make a fool out of himself to try and win her back. And why, Walter should, reconsider his whole workplace entanglements, idea that it'll end in failure and go for Paige. And and I think even Paige said before that, when
it comes to someone you love, you have to take risks.
Yeah, and it led from that too. So that was a really beautiful line too. So we see Walter going for it finally. I know you two.
Finally.
Late, buddy.
We had some comments from the group about you guys.
How many months it's been since we've been like, come on, do something.
Yeah, there were some people against you people on that. Yeah. There was some people against. I'm not kidding you. There were some people against you.
Against us.
I have to pull it up. I forgot. I got to pull it up because someone else also said you don't do shout outs, so we got to do shout outs really quick too.
Let's do it.
But yeah, there was some people who felt like just go with it. I guess because it's a procedural and we need to understand there's a little ebb and flow. But they also agreed that they need to throw more challenges and obstacles in there. It just can't be like two people, like will they or won't they every single week without some external sources like Drew, like whatever. So, but we'll pull that up in a second.
Yeah, give us something. That's what that's what you're saying is give us something.
Like they don't have to be together, but something needs to happen.
Yeah, it was the same theme for like several episodes. It was constant. Will they or won't they?
Especially
will they or won't they?
When we were waiting 2 weeks per episode, we expect something good and expect something new and exciting, and it was just like.
But that's a good point because we did comment a lot on the 2 week on the 2 weeks every other week episode, and not seeing any return when we come back every 2 weeks. So here we are with an episode the week after, and we see some movement forward on both, really, on the Happy Toby thing, because even though it's a backwards motion, it's
But
still
it's still
something.
emotion. It's still emotion. We'll take
something. Yeah, and obviously we need some tension between those two because it's a lot of fun when they have tension.
When
so
they're
I'm not.
bickering.
Yeah, it's sad that Quintis might not happen now for a little while.
Quintis might not happen.
Or Tappy. I know people hate Tappy, so I'll say Quintis. But at least we see that little what is that tension again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Happy not going for it, so we see why she didn't want to go for it. So that's totally fine. I don't mind that as much. But
yeah, I see what you're trying. On YouTube, Felicia Reyna,
oh, you have YouTube?
yeah,
Awesome, thank
says
you.
that he's not a romantic person, and then it was established early on in the season. I'm with you on that. I totally agree. Like we were just saying, it's just we wanted something to change.
Yeah, something needs to happen.
Yeah, like nobody wants a constant. And I get it. This is a procedural too, but you want the characters to develop.
Yeah.
Like that's why we come back.
Yeah.
If
Like
I
the
wanna watch a
storyline is a
procedural-
procedure, right? But the characters, there's a story behind them. You can build them
Yeah.
up and... Or,
That's how we become invested. A procedural is just a procedural. You can
Yeah.
watch so many procedurals that are entertaining, but
yeah.
to become invested, and that's what at least
We just want to see some change instead of the same thing every
Yeah.
week. Not necessarily them be... I don't think Walter will ever be romantic or lovey-dovey or change out of nowhere. And that would be weird if he did because it's not who he is.
right.
But there just needs to be some change of scenery.
Yeah. And V.A. Carter
Mm-hmm.
thinks that it just shows that we don't get Walter. And you're right. We don't know what it's
We
like to
don't
be
get
Walter.
it.
I have no idea what it's like. All I know is that I'm a girl. And as a girl, I would want him to...
Stop
That's
making
all.
us wait.
Yeah, that's all it is. But you're right. We have no idea
No.
what it's like to be Walter.
I mean, but who does, though?
Who does? Yeah. Never...
Well, but I think you can emphasize with Walter a little bit. I mean, we see the low EQ, we see a little bit of his backstory, so we can look about this. I think some people who watch the show, maybe even myself, I shouldn't just point out to other people, can empathize with a guy who's like into a girl and doesn't know what to do and stuff like that. I think that's why we get attracted to. That's why we want to see these relationships get together, and then after they finally get together, we kind of, as viewers, sometimes we tune out a little bit. We're like, okay, that's the happy ending. That's it.
Well, I understand your point coming from a guy perspective.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the case when it comes to Walter. I don't think it's because either he's shy or, he doesn't do well with the ladies or he has personal problems. It's just more, his IQ thing getting in the way. And he's like, my work is important. I shouldn't mix two things together.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like an insecurity, which I could see happening, but I think it's more from a point of trying to do the right thing and work comes first and, no, I shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. No, absolutely fair enough. But anyway, we see we got sidetracked a little bit on the relationship. Actually, you know what? Before we talk about that part, let's just do a shout out to the rest of the people on YouTube. So it was Felicia Reyna, V.A. Carter, Yukon Chick, Childhood's Hour, KRB, and AWNB95, and Venery. I hope I said that name right, Venery, and Alex O'Brien, and Duper Super 1938.
Ooh. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for responding. And I haven't commented on iTunes, but you know what? I don't see anything new on here at the moment. But please do us a favor, rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed
5
on
stars.
iTunes. We'd love to get 5 stars. You guys have been very, very nice with us. Glad that you guys are enjoying us. We'll read some more stuff out I want to say on the next one, but then it looks like it's gonna be 2 weeks from now, and then we'll forget about it. But yeah, we do
Make a
appreciate
note.
your comments. We do appreciate you talking and conversing with us. We do read the stuff. I just can't recall it at the moment, and I can't pull all of this up. But let's talk about the big reveal at the end, which we figured was going to happen. We kind of predicted it was coming any day now. I mean, last week, Toby brought up that Drew was coming back. So, we see Drew back. We see that sad look, Walter pulling out of the car.
He's almost tearing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what do you see, as ladies, what do you see in that scene when you are looking up at the second floor window and seeing this picture of Ralph with Paige and Drew?
What do I see as
Yeah.
myself, as watching the episode, or how I?
How do you think? Well, we figure Walter sees it as it's too late. He got my yogurt, but perhaps, or it might be too late. But do you see do you see anything that says, "Oh, she's falling for Drew again. Oh, they might get back together"?
She does
Yeah,
the whole like
touching.
she kind of shoves him and like does a little laugh.
Yeah.
Which I can see him thinking, oh, it's more than just he's back
Yeah.
to see his son type thing. But I hate it. But yeah, I think you're
Yeah.
right. I think he
mean,
saw that and he was like, he took
they
my
looked
yogurt.
like a happy family.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sorry, he's good looking, he's attractive. I don't have anything against him.
Neither do I.
He's better socially than Walter is.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like he cooked.
Yeah.
Because he brought
Yeah.
that plate and he lifted something up, and
Yeah.
we definitely saw that shove
Yeah.
that Paige did,
And the
and a little
laugh.
tap, and a little tap with a little slap.
Exactly.
Yeah. See,
Why
that's
am I the one getting
Too bad
tapped
you're
from all
not-
the sides?
I know,
What's
right?
going on?
Because Monty's not here, I gotta tap you.
I know.
So we see that. So yeah, it definitely looks like they're bonding,
Yeah.
Right.
and I guess we get to figure out what comes next for that. So
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, he's gonna have to fight for her now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if he
I
wants
hope
it.
he doesn't just walk away and is like, that's it. I lost my shot. I hope
Yeah.
not.
well,
even though.
let's bring this into, because it sounds like we're bringing this into predictions.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So let's do that.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Okay, so I mean, other than the fact that, first of all, there is no episode next week.
No.
I actually figured that out because I believe the championship game for the NCAA tournament, basketball tournament, is always on CBS on a Monday night. So
And I'm gonna be on Easter coma from eating.
and
there you
and
go.
and more importantly than basketball, college basketball, Marina's going to be on Easter coma. So Scorpion said,
So we
no,
have to take the day off.
we're not going to do a
They
new
understood.
episode.
You know,
They-
you eat a lot of chocolate. You
Lot
don't
of
want to
peeps.
move.
Yeah, I'm glad they understood their Brazilian
Thanks,
audience.
guys.
Yes, absolutely. So that being said,
That was actually funny.
It was
Oh,
job.
thank you. Let's talk about. Oh, now I get touched. Okay.
Oh, that just sounded so weird, Nando.
I know.
For those of you that
Those
can't
of you
see.
who can't see us,
Yeah.
You're missing out.
you're welcome. Anyway, so let's talk about this. So I guess the big predictions would have to mainly be involving, obviously, Walter Page with Drew.
Yeah.
And
Toby and
Happy
Happy.
and Toby. So
Yeah.
what's going on? And maybe Callow a little bit, but
I really don't know what's happening with Happy and Toby. It could go any direction at this point.
okay.
But I have a feeling that the next episode is called Cliffhanger,
Okay.
which that can leave you to so many ideas.
So many ideas.
So many different ideas. And the very last episode is called postcard, something about postcards. So what I was postcards from the edge. I think something is going to happen. Another life. What did he call that? Or
Life event?
no, when Walter was like under the car and he comes out and he was like, "We'll talk about our
a near-death experience.
near-death." Thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it. I was like,
Yeah.
"What is that?" I think there's gonna be another near-death experience.
I thought that too.
Yeah, and then
Reminds
Walter
me
is just
of
gonna be like, "Oh, I can't lose her. Like it's now or never," and he's going to put it on the line. Like he's going to even this if it's a one statement of I think I like you, something very small that will make Paige think twice, because I think she's gonna come to the point where she's gonna have to decide whether she's gonna leave maybe to move with Drew, or if she's gonna stay with Scorpion. That's what I think.
Okay.
I'm
fair
just
enough.
gonna throw curveballs here.
Love
Okay, throw
curveballs.
curveballs.
I'm never right, but I've thrown them anyways.
Throw
I
them.
love curveballs.
So I think that there will be a near-death experience, like you said, but it will be with Happy and Toby. One of them is gonna get hurt, and then they're gonna realize life is too short, and then they should forgive each other and be together.
Ah,
Yes.
You are
And then-
so optimistic. Go ahead.
And then with Drew, Paige, and Happy, I think.
You mean Walter?
I mean Walter. Sorry, not
That's
a
fine.
threesome. I think that Walter is gonna make a comment or something to Paige about how he saw Drew or something.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna step back. I don't think he's gonna go for it.
Okay.
But I think by the end of the season, Paige is gonna come for it and step it up.
All right.
Girl
Okay.
power.
Girl power. I'm gonna say that I agree with the near-death experience. Okay, just to throw it out.
Yay!
But
But with
you
somebody
know,
else.
I think the near-death experience is gonna have something to involve Ralph,
Ralph.
and that's gonna possibly be the key
For both, even for both of them.
for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paige to want to leave. You know, because her son's in danger, because something with Team Scorpion put her son
I
in
see.
danger. So I
He's gonna
think,
go with
or at
Drew.
least to get Drew to say, that's it, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that the Drew Paige relationship, even though it looks all nice there, I don't think it's set in such a way that Paige is just going to fly off to Portland with
Right.
Drew.
Yeah,
I think it's going to have to take something to push her that direction.
Yeah.
And I think I could see that being something happens to Ralph. That would be the biggest reason
Why she would leave.
Paige would be motivated to leave because she cares for her son. So that's what I think for that. Happy Toby, I think. I don't think anything's gonna get resolved with those two
Excuse me.
till I don't think anything's gonna get resolved. Maybe there'll be a near-death experience with them too. Maybe something will happen where they kind of reconsider, but I just don't see them going anywhere forward now. This was a perfect reason for Happy to say no. You've left me and you let me do that thing all by my own, and I was there for a date and you stood me up, and I'm not gonna give you another chance. So I can't see her rectifying that right away.
Yeah.
Unless something happens to Toby, like another girl comes into the picture or something.
Life-threatening.
Yeah. So who knows? Or
A
life
girl
threatening.
that is a life threat.
Or life threatening. A girl that's life threatening. I think that's about it. And then the Callow thing, I'm waiting to see if Callow and Walter still do something, but we haven't gotten any clues as to that this week. So I don't know. I'll leave that one up in the air like that fly that just went by me.
Perfect.
Anyway, that pretty much wraps up our edition of the Scorpion After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Thank you so much for tuning in. There is no new show next week, as we said. We have not looked it up, but based on the past couple of
I think it's
months,
April 13th.
it'll probably be in 2 weeks, which should be
13th.
April 13th, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So thanks a lot, ladies. Where can we find you guys in the meantime?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat now.
Now on Snapchat.
And Marina Santos Fit. How about you, Monse?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos.
And what else?
Oh, you guys can catch me on Latino TV Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays at 6 p.m.
There you go. Awesome.
Thanks,
And
Nando.
yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, I am nice to you when you're away from me.
I know.
She's complaining about that. When she sits away from me, I'm nicer to her. You can find Rylan Adams on Twitter. I think in Instagram on the same handle, right? Which is Rylan_Adams.
Yeah.
One of them is Rylan_Adams.
That's Twitter.
And the other one is
It's just Rylan
Rylan
Adams.
Adams.
I think that's Instagram.
Yeah.
So you can find him on that and also on Clever News. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Nandovel, Nandovel. And you can find me here on AfterBuzz as well for a bunch of other shows here on AfterBuzz. A bunch. Yeah, I won't even say it. So thanks a lot, and we'll catch you, I guess, in 2 weeks. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.